Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next part of the DEI Cimmeria campaign. We are back once again. So we have three armies in the north. One of them ready to take Singed, another one ready to take a Kink, another one ready to take Pessanos. With Pessanos defeated, that'll be all of the enemies out of Asia Minor, leaving it open for us to capture. Where did my navy go? There it is. It's also one turn away from taking Salamis, so they'll make the entire eastern Mediterranean under our control. And probably what I'm going to do with this navy here is once I take Salamis, I'm going to take it around the northern part of Africa and just start consuming the coast of North Africa. And maybe when I take and I'm thinking if either when I take Africa or if I take or maybe Sicily and turn one of those two into my into another section where I would make an army of military personnel. But in the meantime, let's get the war started. First, Pessanos is going to be the hardest battle to fight, like I imagine. And consider the fact that they have the superior melee unit infantry advantage, at least one army, I definitely want to try pulling them out if I can. With my superior, actually, they chose to sally out instead of just letting us take to the summit, which is even better for us. But yeah, we easily outnumber this enemy army, and now we have the cav advantage, while before they actually had the cav advantage. And we still have the ranged advantage, which is always nice to have. Looks like the enemy's going to make use of a hill advantage. Where is my reinforcements? It honestly wouldn't be a bad idea to wait for my reinforcements, but we'll see how it pans out. The enemy didn't seem to have a crazy amount of pikes in this army, so hopefully that's a good sign for us. This hill wouldn't be too bad if it was a defensive line, but let me move it down here a little bit. Archers in the back, ready to fire. 2 calves on each flank. Baggage train. The elephant's ready to charge into the fray. Guard mode. Since we have the superior ranged advantage, I'm not going to be super as aggro as I might otherwise be. But I don't really need to be, especially considering the fact that the longer the battle goes on, the more armies I will have at my disposal compared to the enemy. Especially when you think about the cav advantage I just gained. Try getting these guys, make use of the fact that these guys start on the flank to try and get these guys out on the field efficiently. I just wanted these three in this formation, thank you very much. You two can stand right here, Axeman there, Elephant there, bag train's not too useful. Slowly getting everybody into position. I think that's might be the maximum we're gonna get. Actually, looks like the rest of the archers are out now. Have them in a group 4, ready and raring to go. Take a of all elephants there. I'm not sure which of these guys is here. Move them over on this flank there. I think that'll basically be this army in position almost. Meanwhile, the rest of our guys are just walking to get into position, so we'll let these guys run for a moment. Get all caught up. The enemy looks like they're reinforced. Looks like their reinforcements have already joined them. This hill right here honestly might be a good dividing line for the two armies. Now that I'm looking at it, so I think that would put them in range of our archers as well. Okay, it definitely looks like that's. Oh, the enemy might be moving in. Let's play real fast. Because we want to make sure that the enemy is wanting to play, we keep an eye out on it. Looks like we don't get to see their ranges on the enemy, so we just might be advancing further closer than we need to. But this hill would be nice if the enemy chooses to actually be the aggressors instead of us. That's kind of why I picked that spot. In future, you are going to be a little bit tired because of how far they're going to be running, but it's not the end of the world. Looks like the enemy actually has defensive and fortifications. Probably means there's traps somewhere along here. I think I see bumps in the floor. There might be spike traps here. We'll definitely need to keep that in mind. Group 4, I'm actually going to start moving forward. You guys here, if you can, thank you very much. Axeman here. Elephant there, and we'll just have the baggage train just follow up, because why not? Cavalry, I'm going to try to get on this more towards this flank. Little gap there, so I'm gonna adjust my lines a little bit to make up for it. Let me get these guys involved here. I know my general's under attack. That's kind of what happens in warfare. You guys need to hurry to get into position in time. Okay, buddies? Admittedly, the one advantage that the enemy cav gets in a battle like this is the fact that it's easier for the AI to control a large army than it is for me to control a large army, if we're being entirely honest. You flank around here and slaughter this guy. But the enemy does. Oops, these guys are slightly weirdly formatted into their formation type. I'm gonna have to get my elephants engaged in this fight now. What's the little situation over here looking? Yeah, the enemy's very light citizens are not going to be a match for me there. Looks like I could probably get these guys involved in the flank around here. What's the situation over here? Yep, these guys are about to run away because they got pushed back by a giant army of my own cavalry. I'm gonna advance these guys around the flanks there. Oh, a nice barrage of archers from my cav. Just slaughtering that poor fool. What's the situation here? Yep, you guys there, you guys there. Keep moving up, guys. Come on. Okay, what's the situation over here? Please assist in that fight. Let's get these guys on this flank involved in the fight. Let me move my elephants into the fray here. Let me grab you guys and just move you right there. What's the situation here? Looks like we got the severe lead in the enemy's behinds, so we're just a matter of clearing up the enemy archers before they get too uppity. I'm gonna inspire these guys real fast. We're gonna have to just be careful a little bit with how far they get, how far they chase. Cavalry finished that one off. You guys into their backs. The center's really the part where we're gonna be struggling. I just know that for a fact, but that's why I threw 2 elephants into the mix to at least do some respectable amount of damage while we're winning the flanks in the rear. And we won the rear and the flank so hard that the enemy's just going to be round pounded by 2 armies now, essentially. This essentially was a 2-to-1 battle, so I'm not too surprised by how well this is going in my lead. I'm glad the elephants are going. I was worried the elephants were going to die out a bit more than they have been. This one, though, does need to fall back. Well, that's probably been the fight the longest. Needs to get out of there. Yeah, the enemy's about to break due to army losses, it looks like. As we attack the settlement, we should still be able to just end this battle without needing to chase down targets. Yeah, hoplites in the center definitely struggled against the superior Macedon hoplites, but just the fact that we outnumbered their cavalry and their archers just meant that they didn't really have a chance. Our elephants did a great job in the center, really getting a nice amount of kills on high quality targets. Axemen did a great job flanking. Spearmen did a good job all around. I'm proud of my soldiers. Even if I'm pretty sure my archers may have killed like 90 of our own men, but we don't talk about that. That just happens in war, okay? Alright, with Pessanos taken, it's not as pretty as it would have been if I had taken Ancrea, but it's still pretty, you know. It's still nice. I still have Southern Asia Minor and Eastern. You know, this area is still held by my allies, you know. Which one reduces melee upkeep? I like that one. I'm going to destroy that because I don't need it in this region. The Centaurs are a little bit wounded, but these guys are fine, and they shouldn't. It looks like they won't be able to reach it just yet. The Centaurs lost. What did they lose? They lost one of their hoplites, so I'll need to fall back and get a new one for this army. But they're in a strong enough position to take out the last army of Macedon in this region and then push westward to take Poldelva. Meanwhile, over here, we might as well take out Ekink. This is the first battle we're facing these guys, and this is the first time we're facing a Celtic army. We might as well face them in the field of battle. The combination of our Greek, Scythian, with a touch of Dacian and Thracian army. We are very multicultural here. You know, very multicultural. Dry weather. Looks like they chose to sally forth rather than fight us in the field of battle. We only have 2 hoplite units here, but that's fine. Just means that we have some superior. This means we have a very strong front line. Our flank is actually flanking force is going to be pretty good. We have lots of Falksmen. We also have War Dogs, which are going to be very useful as the battle progresses. We're going to put you guys in a double line format instead of our usual single line format to keep you guys nicely situated. Still need to see the war dogs. We're gonna put on this flank, I'm thinking. You two should be fine. You two should be fine. This army looks like it'll be good formation for me. Guard mode, we're good. We'll get these guys set up. These dogs are really good against, I believe, they're good against like archers and flanking. That's what they're really good at. We'll just speed things up because the enemy's probably not going to move against us. So these are Celtic warriors here. Medium melee troops. Not pretty basic guys. I don't really expect them to be much of a threat to my hoplite lines. The enemy, bowmen, you know, bows are bows, so. I'm trying to just judge which would be the most accurate for bow range. I think that will be good. Let's see. It'd be most ideal if we can get them just outside bow range, but just inside bow range is fine as well. Yeah, our heavy boss and spearmen. They're very heavy spear infantry, but even they are not perfect, as we've seen in our battles against Macedon. Okay. Yep, the enemy is incoming now, as they're now in range of our bows. And we're also in range of their bows, so we're now trading blows, you could say. Yeah, they're in range of our front and back line archers, which is perfect. They get to the arrows flying into these guys, being like, and you're about to die. Of course, bows do a certain amount of damage, so it's like, oh, there we go. Now that's very nice. Look at those Celtic bowmen just slaughtered by our own archers. Look at that thing of beauty. Now, let's see which one's going to be the next target. Looks like these guys are the next target. Alright, first volley, you know, doesn't do too much, except for these guys are actually pretty hurt. Over on this flag, it looks like. Yeah, these guys. Yep, just another one volley, another set down. Oof, so it's a... Gotta love having archers, man. They're quite the good, nice advantage. The enemy bowmen are destroyed, so now it's the melee boys coming up. So this is where it's our time to shine. They're all spearmen, so we'll just need to be a little bit careful about how this thing's going to go for our cavalry on the flanks. My war dogs, I forgot to get into position, so I'm going to start trying to advance them now. If anything ahead of me decides to go, will be where I use my Falksmen. Looks like they chose to just stop in range of my archers. I mean, I'm not going to complain, because that just means that my archers get to get a lot. Oh yeah, I forgot they also have javelins. So they're unleashing their volleys of javelins first. Thankfully, it doesn't look like any of them were on my Thracians, which would be the most susceptible to javelin fire. Always, you know, always a nice bright side of life. I'm gonna get these guys here. It looks like these guys are actually just about to break, actually. A bit easier of targets than I expected. Yeah, they're about to break just due to army losses already. This battle barely begun. I probably... Yeah, I lost 9 guys. I killed more than 1,500 of their guys. That's a one-sided mollywhopping. And the archers got 0 kills. It was actually their guys throwing javelins that got a few kills. But yeah, our archers were MVPs of that battle. Almost all of them getting triple digits out, except for one must have got really unlucky and got only 79 kills. And then, of course, our Thracian's got a nice amount of kills just charging in. My War Dog's got some kills, which is surprising. I didn't even think I engaged those guys. Newly captured regional bonuses. What is that going to be, I wonder? So we're going to take Sigadoon soon, and we're going to take... Let's make a Sacred Grove. That'll allow us to capture this settlement here. These guys here are not our enemies. These guys are not our enemies either. These guys aren't our enemies. So these guys aren't our enemies. Let's try seeing if they want to trade with us. Well, apparently we haven't, maybe, like, weird. I guess we're not considered to have discovered them yet, which is strange. Oh, we're at war with these guys, never mind. Also with Gete. Oh, yeah, we're trading with these guys already. They don't like us because we now have war with a lot of their neighbors now. Because, you know, we're no longer a distant power. We're now right on their doorstep. And they're not the biggest fan of that idea. Yeah, this area under our control... We'll probably push north of this army here and just kind of encircle our new military hub that's still under construction in a protective network of our own provinces, essentially. Okay, Pessanos is doing that. So, considering I'm out of money, I might as well just end the churn at this point. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the military traditions for our boys for literally only losing 9 guys against the enemy army. Increased missile attack range for all units. I like that. I'm not against that. I want the campaign movement speed because that's very good. Alright, let's end turn. Definitely nice, 2 simple, easy battles. You know, one of them is because they foolishly attacked me when they shouldn't have, and the other one was after a long series of warfare in the region, we finally drove them out. Hopefully leaving Poldelva free to be conquered by us. Factory wants us to join war against the Mora, but I think they're still my military allies, right? Apparently not. Apparently not. I'm just gonna, I'll join the war against them. Why not? I'll help you, Bactria. I'll take them out because they dared go against me. I'll conquer them, maybe liberate them, maybe subjugate them. We'll kind of see. I don't really need to take over the region, so I don't mind just making them putting them under my thumb. Just like I did with the other 2 problems in the region. They're like, can I have peace? No. You had the option of peace. You were my allies, in fact. And then you decided to go against me, and that is why you will die. Well, it looks like Damate has an army incoming, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Oh, looks like an enemy army right there. I don't know if it's a full stack, but it's only 1 full stack, and I'm developing a settlement, so I don't really consider that army a threat at all. Whoop, what's going on? Come on. I know we're so many turns in, so the game has to take a moment to load in, but each time I'm still like, don't crash on me. Construction report. Good, we got some food in like I wanted. This is this year in history if you guys wish to read it. I'm just going to scroll through it so that way you guys can pause it and you read at your own leisure. Looks like we're in the Pontic Wars right now, except, you know, Carthage is already defeated. So it's kind of one of those Kind of funny. Where it's like, yeah, we destroy, you know, we're currently in war with them in history, but right now, you know, I want a food area here, so let's build that up. You increase public or agriculture, I don't mind that. So since we're at war with these guys, we're going to engage our weakest army, as it hasn't changed in a long time. Because it hasn't needed to change, if we're being honest. And we're going to send them along this route here to Para to see if we can take it out. And we'll see if the weakest army that we have is able to take out the enemy forces. I don't know how much they built up in their region, considering they've been at war with their neighbors for a long time. But I won't put it past them. Let's see, I don't mind building a healer if I can. So let me try that. I do like lowering banditry. It feels good, man. I think Pergamon and I do have military access with each other, so I don't mind doing that real fast. It just looks like we can't quite reach this guy, but it's only one unit left, so I'm just going to encircle it real fast, finish it off, and then that way we can take these both these armies and just push westward with them. Alright, Salmus is in reach. Let's take it for ourselves. Apparently, the game doesn't think we're going to win. Probably not wrong, honestly. It's not the strongest army I've ever had. I'm going to maintain a blockade, at least for now. I'm thinking of starting yet another army in this region. Starting next round, so maybe I'll make that army and make it my North African army. Let's build another governor. And we'll send him, when everything's said and done, to... We're already sending one here. We already have one here. Do we have a governor here? If not, I'll send one here. Your job will be to move towards the capital. Define growth from agriculture. Wait, or is it the food in the other direction? No, food is in this direction. I like growth. That's my favorite thing to have. So I'm definitely never going to complain when one of our guys has it. Reduced empire maintenance. I like it. Okay, now what do I want? I don't mind the tax rate option there. She's already deployed and improving things in this region. We don't have enough money to do another one, so we're gonna kind of have to sit here. You guys can move now. How long left until one more turn and then we can get what do we need? Let me just make sure it's not going to be an issue over here. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be an issue with these guys. Depending on the weather, these guys might arrive in time to just beat aside these two one-man armies and then make taking the settlement even easier. So definitely waiting a turn's good. Yeah, this is actually an enemy full stack here. So we'll actually wait till the next episode to take these guys out, but I'm going to attack them for at least because this is a fully healthy army. So this is, I don't know what the faction this is, but these guys have, this is their king and his army. A cool looking unit cards though, I'm not going to lie. These look like slingers, I want to say. Unless they're axe throwers. Yeah, this is their faction leader. Our commander's effects has a lot of nice bonuses. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just do a quick save here, and this is where we're going to end the episode. We're going to take these guys on, wipe this faction off the face of the earth, replenish for a little bit, and then push further north with his army. I wish you guys a good day, night, evening, wherever you guys may be. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.